Hey guys, today I'm going to be showing you a Foundation Friday video of the Wonder Beauty foundation stick. When I filmed this video, I did totally forget to film an intro, so this is me a couple days later filming this now to fill you in. So what you guys are going to see is me applying the foundation with the Beauty Blender on one side of my face and a brush on the other, and then applying other makeup and doing check-ins throughout the day to tell you how it wears. This is the Flash Focus Hydrating Foundation Stick. Wonder Beauty says that it's good for all skin types. Wonder Beauty's cruelty-free. This foundation stick is vegan, so I really wanted to try it. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you want to keep seeing Foundation Friday videos, just leave a comment down below. I'm going to start with the Calming Primer by CoverFX. I am down to the very last legs of this one, but it's a really nice primer, especially if you have any sort of redness in your skin, if you have dry skin at all, if you have sensitive skin. This is a really great option to try out, and it works really great with every foundation that I've used it with. And for foundation today, I'm going to be using the Wonder Flash Focus Hydrating Foundation Stick. This one is cruelty-free, it's also vegan, and I've never used anything from Wonder Beauty before, and when I saw that the stick foundation happened to be vegan, I wanted to pick it up and give it a try. I've read very mixed reviews about this and watched very mixed reviewed videos, so I'm really curious to try it out. So it says on the box that you can achieve a picture-perfect complexion with this coconut oil-infused hydrating formula. It's definitely, you know, meant for people with dry skin, but I have heard people with dry skin say that it's too hydrating for them. So let's give this a try. I'm going to do this half of my face with the Beauty Blender and this half with the MOTD Beauty and the Base brush. So I'm just gonna do some little dots around half my face for now. And I bought the shade Light because there isn't a huge shade range in these, and it was really hard to tell what shade I would be just with the online color matching. I feel like this is a little bit too light for me, but I feel like the next shade might be too dark. I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side of my face with the brush. So the Beauty Blender side is very natural finish. I feel like it evened out my skin tone, but I don't think it did much to provide a lot of coverage. And I'm not sure actually what finish this foundation is, like how full coverage it's supposed to be. I don't remember reading that in the claims. So the side with the brush, I can even see it on the monitor. It's definitely better coverage, but again, it has a very dewy, light medium finish. I'm gonna go ahead and apply a little bit more and use the brush to finish it on the rest of my face. I do think that with this product, because of the coconut oil in it, it's best to apply it to your skin and let it kind of sit for a minute or two, or, you know, be somewhere warm when you apply it. Otherwise, it's very easy to apply too much product because it kind of like melts down a little bit. It just gets easier to work with, and so if you apply it when it's cold, which I have done, I've used this foundation twice now, if the stick is cold and you apply it, you're gonna put way too much product on. So just kind of let it warm up on your skin before you apply the foundation. So now that the coverage is pretty even on both sides of my face, I am going to add a little bit more because I do want a little bit more coverage. I'd say right now this coverage is comparable to like a BB cream or a CC cream. It's a very light, natural coverage. I do think that that's pretty, but there are just certain times where you're gonna want a little bit more coverage, and I wanna see if I can get that out of this foundation stick. And I'm going to blend this all out with the brush. So that is about 2 layers of the foundation. I have a little bit more on the side where I started with the Beauty Blender, but that's just because the Beauty Blender did really shear out the formula. The finish looks good. It's very dewy. I don't know if you guys can see that on camera, but it's very dewy, but it looks really natural. It looks pretty much like skin. I feel like it's not emphasizing my pores. It's not emphasizing any texture. It's still on the lighter side of coverage, but it is closer to medium. I think it is doing a good job of covering and evening out my skin tone, but you can still see like my freckles and little things like that that shine through. So it does look very natural. I'm going to go ahead and apply concealer, and today I'll be using the 100% Pure Second Skin Concealer. This is in the shade White Peach. I'm going to apply this underneath my eyes. So I really like this concealer because it does have a little bit of a peachy yellow tint, and that helps to really balance out under eye circles. The concealer blended really well with it. It looks the same. I'm gonna apply a little bit more concealer right there. We're doing this pretty early in the morning, so usually when we film, we don't actually start until like maybe 11, and it's usually on a weekend, but I wanted to get the most out of these foundation demos with you guys. So we are filming on a weekday morning before I start work, so that way I go through my entire work day with the foundation and do check-ins that way. That way you guys can see it on my skin for a little bit longer and in more of like a real life situation. I feel like days where I'm filming a bunch and then running errands, that's not necessarily what everyone's day-to-day life is like. So I thought it'd be good to put it through the workday challenge, just my normal life. Before I set this, I'm actually going to apply cream highlighter from Au Naturel. This is Celestial, which is a very, very gorgeous highlight. I love how this looks on everyone. And we're going to blend that with that same brush. Okay, and now I'm going to set everything with the RCMA No Color Powder. I thought that this would be a really good option because this powder seems to work really well with everything, and it's such a good general face powder. It's very affordable, and I think it's a powder that just works really well with every skin type and with every product. So I'm gonna brush that on, just a light little layer. So for blush today, I'm going to be using the new Matte Blush Duo from e.l.f. in Soft and Subtle. I just got this a little bit ago, so I really wanted to try it out, and I'm gonna just mix these two shades. And I'm going to go in and bronze a little bit with the Kissed Bronzer from Au Naturel. So I'm going to finish up my eye makeup, and that will be a second video, but let me just do a quick check-in. It looks pretty good. So I feel like the foundation has made it hard for the powder products to blend on top of it. Where I put the cream highlight, that looks really nice, but where my bronzer is, where my blush is, even where I put the powder, it's a little bit patchy. And that's pretty consistent across a lot of areas on my face. So let's just see how that works. I think maybe over time as the foundation warms up, that might change, but that's something I am going to keep an eye on. It has now been about 2.5 hours. I wanted to do a check-in right after I did my makeup, but I ended up having to jump into a meeting, so it's a little bit later. The foundation has definitely had some time to be on my face for a little bit and for me to get an idea of what it's like. I will say, in a lot of parts of my face, it just doesn't look like I'm wearing any foundation at all right now, which is a little disappointing because this stick is very expensive and I put on 2 layers. I'm not too pleased. It's completely worn off on my nose, on my cheeks. Anywhere where I do tend to get a tiny bit oily, the foundation is just completely gone at this point. It looks good still on my forehead, but I really can't tell if there's even any product still there. It doesn't feel heavy, but I can feel that it's on my face. Like it feels like I have like a night cream on or something, like, you know, that like heavily moisturizing feel, which is nice, but it's not what I was expecting from a foundation. It's definitely settled into any dry spots that I have. It's completely worn off around my eyes as well and took the concealer with it. So far, this isn't going too well. It's only been 2.5 hours. I'm wondering if maybe I should have used a different powder with it. Maybe if I had used like a powder foundation, but honestly, I don't think you should have to do that. When you buy a foundation, it should be enough to work well on its own and last throughout the day. So I'm gonna do a couple more check-ins today and I will keep you guys updated. So I ended up getting really busy during the day, so I didn't do as many check-ins as I had hoped, but it's now been like 10, 11 hours since I first applied the foundation. I've been looking at it throughout the day. I just haven't filmed check-ins and it's not good. Pretty much after I'd had the foundation on for about 5 hours, I don't think there was any more foundation on my face, and I feel like it took the majority of my makeup with it when it left. So I'm gonna look at it close up and see if I can see any coverage, but I don't think there is. I mean, my skin still, it looks glowy. It feels moisturized. That's the thing, is it feels like I was wearing a really nice moisturizer all day and not a foundation. There's zero coverage left. I'd be surprised if there was any product left on my face, just to be completely honest with you guys. So I think this could be a good product to pair if you have really dry skin and you want to give it a try and you're going to try wearing it with a powder foundation or something that'll give you some extra coverage. Again, I know I said this earlier, I don't think we should have to do that with foundations. I think it should be like a one and done product. I'm not really feeling this one. I think I'm going to return it. I'm a little bit frustrated because I really wanted to try some new foundations for you guys as part of this series. And I feel like any brand new to me foundation that I've used for this series hasn't worked that well. So I think for a little bit, I'm gonna go back to ones that I know that I love and that I know work for me. And I'm gonna continue to buy some new ones to try out. But I think in general, for me at least, with my skin type, this foundation's not worth the money. I just don't think it wears very well. The fact that, you know, when it wore off throughout the day, that's normal for it to wear in little patches. But the fact that it's now completely gone, and so is all my other makeup, like, look at that. I'm basically sitting here barefaced. Well, I have eyeshadow on still. Those are my thoughts on the Wonder Beauty Stick Foundation. If you guys have used this before, leave a comment down below and let me know what your experience with it was. And let me know if you got it to work for you. If it worked great for you, tell me how you applied it. Tell me what primer and powder you work with. Tell me what your skin type is. Just let me know, and I will see you guys later.